So almost like a cult, I said I'm not a critic of science, and in fact I made some notes, I'm going to address it, but I said in the past that science resembles a religion. And what do I mean by that? Well, talking old paradigm science, Dr. Hurtak's are part of the new paradigm of science. So how can I compare science to a religion? Well, let's examine it. Science, again, old paradigm science, it belongs to the Church of Reason. They worship at the altar of materialism. Their sacred texts are subject-object metaphysics with its true-false dichotomy. Their creator God is the singularity that allegedly gave birth to the Big Bang 13.8 billion years ago. And if a scientist and other enlightened individuals like Dr. Brian Weiss, the author of Many Lives, Many Masters, they become ostracized, excommunicated. So I want to make a couple of comments that I just recorded, and then I hate to read from things, but this is something I think I wrote in 2018. The rejection of science is not the answer. Science is limited in its reach and scope and developed an arrogance of exclusivity, like most religions. I frequently say that science must grow beyond its rigid adherence to materialism, as the old paradigm explanations will increasingly fail to resonate with human experience and intuition. The rejection of science can return us to superstition and ignorance. However, when we allow science to declare what is real, that is problematic because science then exceeds its competence. The vehement fear and denial of the realities revealed by quantum physics by old paradigm science results in science being less. Unless science explores and recognizes the primacy of consciousness, it will continue to decline in relevance as the quote-unquote explainer of reality. And I went on about the parallels to religion. Science is great, don't get me wrong. Science is great at what it does best, the use of applied logic and deductive reasoning to examine by qualitative analysis physical reality, that is, Aristotle's substance. By studying the qualities or accidents of Aristotle's alleged substance, science comes up against itself, and by the limits of its own belief system and dogma. It fails to address the human spirit in the greater dimension of selfhood. The fact is that when examined, fundamental reality is pixel-like and holographic. Of course, after Aristotle, science came along and named Aristotle's substance matter. And if there now was some thing out there underlying the qualities being the so-called accidents and appearances that we perceive, then the goal became a true or false explanation of the truth or the nature of their new invention. But as the ancients knew, when you look for mind, you find things. And when you look for things, you find mind. So, what kind of threw science on its head were a couple of experiments. In physics, I like to talk about that because, people come from a couple of backgrounds. One is kind of a religious, spiritual belief system, and others are more scientifically oriented. And so people that are more scientifically minded are saying, come on, Jim, we're supposed to believe that we have some divine power within us and that our consciousness is not generated by the brain. That's not scientific. So I like to explore the scientific end of it. The substance of the universe is consciousness. Matter does not exist. We create our reality. The power is in us.